All right, guys, we're back. Just haven't had the time to really make any videos recently. Usually, even with the 0.1 to 1 BTC challenge, we're actually at 0.17 uh, BTC, and usually I just get the challenges when I'm at work, so I have no way to do it. Like, that's when I see good trading opportunities. But in general, I wanted to go over this little dump that, the dump that we had on 24th of February where it hit a new low. Well, not a new low, but a local low of about 34,500 or something, right? Then it went up, and then there was this structure right here. So this was a reaccumulation with a spring exit, basically. Right, you can have multiple variations where it just kind of draws down here, goes up, or you can even have one sort of like this, maybe. There's usually this pattern right here, this little cup-like pattern. But this was the spring variant where it wiped out all this liquidity back here, and it shot back up. And there's this trend line right here. What I wanted to talk about is right here. This is a pretty nice distribution, a little mini one, right here. Right, 3 strikes up. This sometimes happens afterwards. It goes back up to close a couple of imbalances and touches the top again. So you can assume that it's either this or this would be the last, the UTAD. It's not really called a UTAD unless it's higher than the up thrust here. But whatever you call it, I just call it UTAD in general. So either one works. If you would have played off either one, it would have been great. I actually played off this one right here. No, I'm sorry. I played off the one up here, which we'll show next. But the point is, even it's a microstructure in an overall reaccumulation. And it's always here. Like, whenever you see this upward thrust, there's always a little distribution here. And if it's the overall structure is going to be a distribution as opposed to reaccumulation, you'll still have this mini one, and this would just be basically the run up to the up thrust. And then you might see something like this, right? This little mini distribution I see every single time there's a higher run up. So I'm just trying to point these things out to you. So let's look at the current one, right? Same thing. Run up, run up. We have the buying climax, buying climax. We have this one's a little bit less perfect, right? You'd have like the AR down here, which is very close and doesn't really fit very well. So it kind of more aligns to this being the AR. But it doesn't matter for the sake being, you have the AR here. Let's use this one. Let's actually move this to the correct version then right here. And we can do the same thing here. It's basically here. Then we have the up thrust, retraction back into the 50, at least to the 50 point of the trading range, which is right here. And it does a very good job. This one does a very good job as well. The 50 points here by this dashed gray line. Then we have a little noise, meaning nothing, right? Here we had an UTAD or whatever you want to call it that didn't really break the trading range. This happens all the time as well. It's just the second distribution type by Wyckoff. This one did break through. Right, there's an impulse of volume. So it broke through. This would be the UTAD. Let's say UTAD here or here. You might as well use this one. The way you can tell is, you can't really tell in real time, but if it's equidistant sort of from here, assume it's this one, at least looking backwards in hindsight. I actually played it off this one right here, right? The way I played off my recent trade, which was, I think, what did I get? 30%? Yeah, it was like a 30% profit. Basically, when I saw this let me go to a lower time frame. Once I saw this part up here, I basically shorted right here at this point right here. That's my entry price, and then I scaled it once I saw this get rejected. I think I might have scaled it about somewhere in here. I scaled it. I don't remember. This was, how far was this? Yeah. This was like early in the morning or last night. Somewhere in here I scaled it, and I was at about 10x, right? And I exited somewhere around here too. But as soon as I exited this, I re-entered down here a couple hours ago and exited about right here with another 10x, and I made about 15%. Yeah, that's how I played it, right? And it has this downward sloping. This one is interesting now. I don't know. I think the target should be somewhere around here with this one. Actually, it should be right where it is right now. Right, this should be the lowest point, and this should go up if it's a reaccumulation, which it could be a similar one to this, but it's not as pretty, I would say. If it's a reaccumulation, then it should turn around right at this point. Like around here should be the low of the low. I wouldn't expect it to go underneath, you know, even this fourth, like maybe even here, 40,700. Honestly, I think it's here. You got these daily EMAs. I think they're going to hold. If not, and this will just cascade down, that would be bad. If this is an overall accumulate or distribution, then we're going to get at least another thrust up. And then maybe something like this, and overall it'll go downwards, right? But I'm standing optimistic. I think it should go back up. But in general, this was just a few thoughts about the matter and how I'm approaching it. When I think, yeah. I have 0.18 right now, and I'm waiting for it to consolidate a little bit here, and then I will very likely place a long very soon. In fact, let's do it now. I'm just going to do the market. I don't usually do it like this, but we will see how this plays out. Anyways, guys, we'll talk later.